A personnel number and PIN code will be supplied to you by Information Services. Enter them here and click Login. Once you've logged in, select My Expense Self-Service. Details of any claims that you've made to date and their status will be displayed on the left-hand side of the screen. In Core Portal, a claim is known as a trip. To create a new trip, select Create New Trip. This will open in a new screen with a timeline across the top of the screen. The first information you're asked to enter on the trip plan screen is trip description. Enter a description for your trip and then enter the dates which are applicable to your trip. You can do this by typing them directly into the box or by pressing the symbol for a calendar. Select the dates which are applicable just by clicking on them. If you travelled with somebody who is at a higher grade than you, select them from this drop-down list. If you've been approved to use a personal vehicle for use on Institute Business, the details of your car will be displayed in this area here. Indicate whether or not this trip involved foreign travel, and then select the times and locations which are applicable to this trip. Select the cost centre to which this trip will be charged. It will default to your home cost centre, but you can select a different cost centre if it was relevant to this trip. Also make sure that the correct approver has been selected. Indicate the type of travel which was used for this trip. When all details have been finished on the first screen, go back up to the timeline and select the second area, kilometres and subsistence. Indicate that the correct approver has been selected. The dates, times and locations will be carried through from the first screen, and these will build up your subsistence to which you are entitled. If you did use a personal vehicle for this trip, enter the kilometres travelled here, making sure to include the return trip. Click on Save Current Items to add these to your claim. Details of your claim will be added to the bottom of the screen. You can then move on to receipted items. Again, the dates, times and locations will be carried through from the first screen. If you incurred an expense for which you have a receipt, be explicit about the dates, times and location where the Institute incurred that expense. Enter a reason for that expense here, and enter the expense type and the exact receipt amount as it appears on the receipt. You'll be required to hand this receipt into your local accounts office. Click on Save Current Item to add that particular item to your overall claim. That item and any other receipted items will be added to your claim, building up a total towards the end of the screen. You can then move to the printed receipt items. Indicate that you have a hard copy receipt for this item, and then move to the final screen, Review and Submit. Your overall claim will be displayed. Any receipted items will have a green tick mark beside them. Travel and subsistence items, a hard copy receipt is not required. If you're happy with everything on this screen, tick the box to accept that all items on the claim are valid and correct, and submit the claim for approval.